the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
These are long pitch innings. I think Blister, that's what you were to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back his bat's on the move. On the track. He's got it. What a catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh.
Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he made it.
On the ballpark today, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not very exciting, as you know, not a very exciting team and with everything that's going on in Pittsburgh. But we gotta talk about them today. That is what fate decided for us. And you know, you just gotta get it out of the way. You know, one of the worst teams in baseball. Has no shot at making the playoffs, and we'll see how this goes today. So just we're warning you now. Be prepared for not a very exciting episode because not a lot of these players are exciting. But Brendan, as usual, start us off.
Okay, starting off the characters, and as always, with Tyler Heineman. Nothing really special here. Not very good. You know, started his career back in 2012 and took him 7 years making the majors, where he kind of been journeyman ever since. Started Miami, went to San Francisco, went down in the minors back 2021. Started the year with Toronto, and now he's in Pittsburgh. He's just trying to find a home, really, and he's not really doing much, so you can see why he's kind of getting bounced around teams. But he's a switch hitter. That's one thing he gives. I'm not sure he's defensively. I'm sure he's solid if he's a catcher. But offensively, he's doing nothing with his 221 average, no home runs, 9 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and OPS of 547.
Now we got first baseman, as always, Michael Chavis, former Red Sox, drafted by them in the first round of 2014. Michael Chavis, you know, a decent little player. You know, there's definitely potential there. But kind of more of a bench bat at the end of the day. You know, good depth. You know, you can give him a start like every other day probably. He's a good player, but he's just not the best. But he's certainly good, competent Major League Baseball player. 360 at-bats, 236 average, 14 homers, 45 RBIs, a stolen base, 676 OPS. Well, he's not playing the best baseball. He's certainly helping out the Pirates, you know, who are one of the worst teams in baseball. I think Michael Chavis is a decent little player, but it's just, you know, he's really more depth than starter. So, Michael Chavis, that's my verdict on him.
Second base, we have Kevin Newman. The Pirates' first-round pick back in 2015. So he's been a Pirates lifer. But he's not really doing much this year. He's hitting for some contact with a 271 average and 236 at-bats, 1 home run, 18 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and OPS 680. But really, he's not doing much. Back in 2019, actually a really nice season. His first full season league at 12 home runs and a 308 average. So, but since then, it's really been nothing good from Kevin Newman. He's 29 years old. They're probably just going to keep him because they have no one else to put him there. But he really shouldn't be an everyday starter.
Now we got the shortstop, and it's a very exciting player with a very exciting future. O'Neal Cruz. You probably heard of Cruz missiles, and you know him like throwing the ball 100 miles an hour from shortstop. And I mean, the dude's a beast. 247 at bats, 231 average, which is a little low. 14 homers, 43 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, and a 749 OPS. Not the worst numbers, but certainly not the best. And I think as he kind of gets used to the majors, only his first full season really at the big league level. O'Neal Cruz has some crazy, crazy upside and crazy, crazy potential. And I think he's part of the future of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And he's just very, very exciting and one of the few spark plugs for the Pirates this year.
Definitely, he's a very exciting player. Holds a few records too. So at third base, we have Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes, I feel like was really hyped up, and now he's not really doing anything. I mean, this season, 434 at bats, 242 average, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, OPS is 657. He's got that speed, but he's not doing much else. Like I said, people really hyped him up. I think he's going to be good, but he hasn't. This is really his first full season in the league, and I would say I'm not really that impressed. He's still 25, so he's still young. He's got room to grow. Not quite in his prime yet, and maybe he can come out and him and O'Neal Cruz can be in the future, and he can be a nice third baseman. But right now, he's not playing that great.
Now we got move on to the outfield and left. They got Jack Swinsky. 258 at bats, 209 average, which is really low. 15 home runs though, but a 27 RBIs, which is very low. 2 stolen bases, 713 OPS. Jack Swinsky is definitely serviceable right now, and he might be a part of the Pirates bench down the line. 24 years old, he's showcasing some good tools type stuff. But I don't know. He's just kind of been okay. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. He's hitting for good power, but not really producing runs at a very high level. And but I do think Jack Swinsky, at the end of the day, is a good left fielder.
Now the best player on this team, in my eyes, center field, Brian Reynolds. Good season from him. 454 at-bats, 256 average, 21 home runs, 51 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, OPS 780. Good season for him. The average is down from last year. He had 302 average, but that's a little bit downgrade, but still he's playing really good, plays good defense in center, still a really good player. But I don't see him in Pirates for that long anymore because he's 27 years old. They don't have much longer. They're probably going to trade him this offseason or the next for some prospects, and because he's a really good player, and Pirates are rebuilding, and he's probably not in their future.
And now we got Cal Mitchell and right. Cal Mitchell been not that great this year, but at 23 years old, trying to get to that major league level with trying to adapt with some success. 159 at bats, 233 average, 4 homers, 14 RBIs, stolen base, and 639 OPS. It's just kind of been okay. It hasn't been spectacular, but he's just not that great. But I also think that he does have to adjust to the majors, and that's an adjustment period for some players. So Cal Mitchell, I don't know if he'll be on the Pirates in the future, but we'll see where his career goes.
Yeah, now you're going to the DH, Ben Gamel. Ben Gamel, really not that good like most players on this team. In 329 at-bats, he's averaged 234, 8 home runs, 41 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, OPS is 694. It's not great from him. I don't see him. He shouldn't really be an everyday starter. He's not that good. He's 30 years old, getting older. Like most guys, he's probably going to stay here just because he's going to have anyone else to do with him. Because they can't much get out of him trading, so they just probably just keep him until they get someone better for him. But right now, he's not playing that great. And yeah, like I said, really shouldn't be an everyday starter.
Now we got move on to the pitching rotation here. We got JT Brubaker. JT is pretty good. 26 games this year. I'm assuming all starts. 3-11 record. 4.36 ERA. 138 in the third innings pitched. 140 strikeouts and a 1.42 WHIP. Some of his stats aren't good. You know, he can't really get any run support, so not surprised that his record's 3-11. But he's got some good strikeout numbers. The ERA is good. You know, he's a good pitcher, but and he's definitely helping the Pirates right now. But we'll kind of see whether he stays on the team longevity, because you know, some stats are better than others for him, and it's kind of going to be the X factor for him.
They wanted their number 2 pitcher in the rotation. We have Mitch Keller, another guy that's really not doing that good, like most pitchers in Pittsburgh. 26 games, he's won 5, lost 10, ERA 4.22. Played in 130 innings, struck out 109 batters, and 1.45. Not great, although he's 26 and he is improving. If you look at the years before, 2019, 7 ERA. 2021, 6 ERA. Now he's got a 4 ERA. But I do feel like he is improving, and if he can keep doing this, you know, he can be the future of this Pirates bullpen, or not bullpen, rotation, because they need starting pitching, and they're going to need him to play good and improve. Because right now, 4 ERA, it's not great. Definitely need to improve that.
Now move on to Zach Thompson, another pitcher on the rotation. Zach Thompson is pitched in 26 games this year, 3-10 record, 5.24 ERA, 111 2/3 innings pitched, 81 strikeouts, and 1.54 WHIP. He was in the Jacob Stallings trade initially, and Jacob Stallings hasn't been good for Pirates or the Marlins. Zach Thompson hasn't really been any better for the Pirates. He's just hasn't been great. There's just not much quality there with Zach Thompson. You know, maybe if he fixes a couple things, maybe something will go right for him in the future. But honestly, not really that great right now with the Pirates, and probably going to be out the door at some point in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, you're probably right with that. Right, so the 4th guy, Bryce Wilson. They're not great pitchers so far in 20 games. He's 1-2, lost 8, an ERA of 6.11, played in 88.1 innings, struck out 58 batters, 1.49. Really shouldn't be starting. He's not a great pitcher. He's 24, so he's young. He's been in the league quite a while. He's been in the league since 2018. But you know, he's not been playing great. Because 6 ERA, that's not good. That's not what you want as a starter. Hopefully he can improve. He's young. He has room to grow. And maybe he can stay on this pitching staff, like with Mitch Keller, and be the future for the Pirates rotation.
And we got a guy who can definitely be a future ace for the Pirates. He just has to tweak some control issues and stuff like that. Roansy Contreras, who has been really good for the Pirates this year, in only 17 games, 5-4 record, 3.29 ERA, 79 1/3 innings, 71 strikeouts, and 1.30 WHIP. I think Roansy Contreras has a lot of promise, and I think he'll be able to climb up the ladder in the Pirates rotation very soon. And he's going to be a future liability at the top of the rotation for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think he's a very exciting young arm for a team that needs one.
Now we go to the bullpen. We actually have a good pitcher, the closer and the all-star for the Pirates, David Bednar, having a really nice season. 40 games, 2.7 ERA, 46.2 innings, 60 strikeouts with 1.07. Good stats for Bednar. But, you know, realistically, he's probably not on this team much longer. I could see him trading him in the offseason for some prospects, because that's what kind of the Pirates do. And he's a good piece. Maybe the Red Sox picked him up. I said it last week for Barfalo, but I'm hoping the Red Sox pick him up because they need bullpen or any pitching. So he'd be nice to have on my team because he's a really good pitcher and really good arm. And this is really good last year. He's really good this year again.
Now I got Will Crow out of the bullpen. He's got 55 games under his belt this year, 5-9 record, 3.75 ERA, which is not terrible. 69 2/3 innings pitched, 63 strikeouts, and a 1.28 WHIP. Been one of the more efficient pitchers, I would say, out of the bullpen. And he was in the Josh Bell trade, but obviously Josh Bell in the Padres now. I think Will Crowe has actually had a pretty decent year for what's worth. And 28 years old, maybe they try and flip him again and try and get maybe a couple prospects back for Will Crowe, because he's honestly a really good player, and maybe a guy that can help you in your bullpen if you need help in your bullpen.
Yeah, definitely. Now you want to do the third and final pitcher for this bullpen. Manny Benuelos, who's, not terrible. 27 games, ERA 3.58, 32.2 innings. Struck out 31 batters with 1.19. Kind of a small sample size, 30 innings, not that much, and not really strike out much batters, but 3.58 ERA doesn't lie. That's definitely decent. That's what the Pirates need. This is actually really good for the Pirates. If anything, below 4. So good for Benuelos, getting it done for them. In the last some games, he's been really dominant. Starting to have done stretch. He was not good at the start of the season. But, now he's getting good. He's 31 years old, so he's on the older side. Maybe not on this team much longer, but right now he is playing good.
And now we got Henry Davis of the Pittsburgh Pirates as a top prospect. He's 22 years old, 55 hit grade, 60 power grade, 40 run grade, 70 arm grade, which is phenomenal, 45 field grade, and 55 overall. Selected number 1 overall by the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2021. Hasn't played a ton this year. Had a little bit of injury issues, and a lot of playing across a lot of teams on rehab and stuff like that, and getting promoted. This year with the Altoona curve, where I think the goal was to get him, and he's also played the most games there. 25 games, 94 at-bats, 14 runs, 18 hits, 6 doubles, no triples, 2 homers, 13 RBIs, 11 walks, 25 strikeouts, and 2 stolen bases. I mean, Henry Davis' numbers may not look great right now, but I think that Henry Davis just has a ton of talent. He has a cannon of an arm behind the plate, and I think he's going to be something special for the Pirates. Maybe he was a little bit aggressive going for him number 1 overall, but he definitely was probably going to go top 5 in the draft. And he is very talented right now, and he's probably going to be the future catcher of this Pirates team.
Yeah, probably. Now we go on in the jersey section. The Pirates actually surprising have good jerseys. It's weird for a team that's so bad. They have actually good jerseys, and I've heard PNC Park is actually a really nice park to be at, but it's just a terrible team. But speaking, move on to the jerseys. They have 5 of them, and the number 5 we have alternate 3. This is the camo jersey. It's just the worst because it doesn't have yellow. Pirates are unique for having yellow. This jersey doesn't have it. It just doesn't look good. It's definitely the worst one, I think, out of all of them.
Now I got the away jersey coming in at number 4. Away jersey is really good, and it's really clean. The Pittsburgh looks clean across the front of the jersey, and honestly looks pretty good with the gray as well. I think the away jersey is definitely better than other away jerseys. Not the best, but not the worst. And it comes in here at number 4 because it's very hard for an away jersey to get up there in the rankings. But the away jersey here is the 4th best jersey.
And for the 3rd best, we have the home jersey, the white one. Pirates across the front. Good jersey. Very good, I think. Just not many players to wear this jersey, but still, I wouldn't change or wear this jersey. It's a good one. The colors work together: the black, the white, and the gold. It all works well.
Now we got the alternate 1, which has the P on it. The P looks clean. It pops off the jersey. It's very nice look. Obviously the first one I like a little bit better, but you could certainly make a case that this is the best Pirates jersey. I mean, it's so clean with the black and gold. Pirates have some very nice colors that work very well, and this jersey is a very clean jersey.
Yeah, definitely a good one. Now, number 1 is the alternate 2. This is one with Pittsburgh across the front with black. Really nice jersey. The it's black and then you got the Pittsburgh that really pops off. The number underneath that, so it's pirate stash in the sleeve. It's a really nice jersey. I mean, I wouldn't say anyone for this jersey, even though it is the Pirates and they're terrible, but it is a very good jersey. We did not give this a grade, but I'll give this an 8 out of 10. I like the colors, the jersey's unique, and I think overall good jersey.
Sorry, I was muted there. Brian Reynolds is my favorite player on the Pittsburgh Pirates from Baltimore, Maryland. Grew up an Orioles fan, and he's having a really nice year. And I hope that the Pirates, trade him for some prospects, as he can bring in a lot of value, for them. And he's just a stud in the outfield.
My favorite player, I'm going to only do Cruz. Like I said earlier, he holds a lot of records. Hardest hit ball of the Statcast era. Hardest thrown ball of the Statcast era. He's also very fast, 6'7". Not only hitting for contact, but he's hitting for power. Got a lot of power. He's a freak of nature. It's basically what I'm trying to say. He's fast, strong. What doesn't he do? I can definitely see this guy being a superstar in a couple of years and just to grow and adjust MLB. Because this guy is definitely a stud.
Now our players of the week, I'll do the AL. Bo Bichette, the Bo flow. I love Bo. Didn't like him against the Orioles when he had his 3-homer game. But overall, Bo Bichette, really, really good player. And he had a really, really good week. Obviously, had that 3-homer game, which broke my heart. And I was very, very sad to see that happen. As, don't like to see that happen. But, sometimes it does happen. But he mashed this week, and he had he had 5 home runs this week. He scored. He was getting knocked in a lot. 10 runs and 11 RBIs, which is fantastic. Had to do a little math there, and Bo Bichette had a really, really strong week overall. And for pitcher, this week we got Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn had some really good starts this week. 7 innings against the Mariners, 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs, a walk, and 11 strikeouts. And then against the Athletics, he went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Lance Lynn had a really strong week, all around, and he definitely provided some good starts for the White Sox.
Now, on the NL, we have Freddie Freeman for the batter. Nice week from Freddie. He had 3 home runs. A couple runs, 8 RBIs. Nice. He's the NL and average, so he's had a really nice season. He's 330 average and 19 home runs, 90 RBIs. Sorry. So he's playing really good, and he had a really good week. Really nice to Freddie. And for the pitcher, we have I don't think people know him. Nick Lodolo, a really nice start against Milwaukee. 8 innings, 2 earned runs, 11 strikeouts, and no walks. That's really what you like to see. Another nice outing against Colorado. 6 innings shutout with 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, only 2 hits. So Nick Lodolo, really nice 2 starts from him this week, and Freddie Freeman, nice week from him too.
And that'll be the episode for today. Good to get the Pirates out of the way, as not a very exciting baseball team, but they'll be really good in the future, I hope. And that's going to pretty much be today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed as always. Merchandise will be in the description as always. And Brandon, anything you got to say before we head out?
Yeah, like you said, Pirates, boring team. Glad to get another way though. Only have a few teams left. And we're up also posting the playoff for MLB. End of the year, exciting. Fun time to be a baseball fan. You know, awards, playoffs. It's gonna be a good down the stretch.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. Taking a little bit of time out of your day to listen to our podcast. And yeah, with that, we will see you next time.